There we go. That gives me an opportunity. Once in a lifetime, go. One shot, one opportunity.
And it's my friends. I might need mine move. Actually, I could probably just lean.
Suffer. It'll hear you.
Mm-hmm. It's dusty.
My precious. How's that?
It's good.
All right.
Cool.
Ready?
Yes. Well, hold on, no. Okay.
I'm with banana.
You'll have to start on some of these.
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Thinking is hard, and welcome to ETC. My name is Josh, and I'm here with my beautiful wife,
Bailey.
and we have a lovely episode for you today. We are talking about habits. Habits. Not hobbits. Oh, those are fun to talk about too. Habits. What you do on a daily basis. The habits that you have, the habits that you wish you have. And more specifically, the habits you want in a relationship or don't want in a relationship.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. So this is probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode because we say so. This is our show. Sorry.
Mini episode.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoy. And I think we want to jump right into it unless we got anything to say. No? All right. So I just finished reading, and because Bailey bought it for me, thank you so much.
Yeah.
A book called Atomic Habits, and I think it's by James Clear. Yeah, I'll go with that. It's actually a good book. I would recommend it if you're looking for like a life improvement book. It's not like super preachy. It's pretty down to earth. So thank you for getting me that.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna read it sometime?
I've already read it.
Oh, you have?
It's been a minute. But
that's right, because you wrote it for like work or something, right?
For orientation.
That's odd. Oh, for orientation.
One of the books that we read.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you told me that, and I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But yeah, it's a great book. It opens up a lot of ideas of like how to approach habits, and how, like, you always hear like, oh, if you want to make something a habit, do it 13 times is the big thing I remember. Do you remember any like how to set a good habit or how to break a habit? No, that's fine. That's all right.
It's honestly been a minute, and I don't remember anything.
No, that's fine. No, it's just like,
but I do feel like I implemented what I needed to out of the book. So
I mean, that wasn't in the book, but that was like something that I was always taught or told. You know, everyone would say, "Oh, if you
13
wanted,
steps?
yeah, or no, if you wanted to make something a habit, do it like 13 times or something."
Oh, okay. No, I was told to do it for 30 days.
Do it for 30 days.
30 days is a whole month, and if you do it 30 days, you'd be more willing to do it another 30 and another 30.
That's fair.
And actually, this was after I read some of like the lifestyle books, but I ended up implementing skincare and like a few other things that I was lacking in, that I was like, ooh, I need to get this in check. So it's very useful to read those types of books and to learn more about habits and how to create them.
Mm-hmm. So highly recommend reading it. Not sponsored, although if you're listening,
if you have another book,
we
can have a book club.
But today I wanted to talk about habits and relationships. Like, sure, you can have a habit of like taking your vitamins or going to the gym or making yourself coffee in the morning, but like, what are some habits that you think would be good in a relationship? You know, do you have any examples? Because I got a couple if you're not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, getting into the habit of thanking your partner, I'd say, is a very good one. Just appreciation. But also mean it. Like, don't just say it because it's a habit. Say it because you appreciate what they're doing. Getting into the habit of like checking in on your partner, and you know, I had a couple, and now they've left. The train has left the station.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
It's okay.
Some of these I cannot.
It's all right.
My brain is fried.
And then we also have what habits can make a bad partner.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that I do that gets on your nerves? Farting?
I mean, that's like a natural thing. I mean, it does smell, but like it's not like divorce worthy. But I can't really think of anything. I feel like you're
Oh.
equally helpful and equally annoying.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
It balances out.
No, you're not annoying.
One bad habit that comes to mind immediately is
For me?
like not not
Oh,
for you.
okay.
No.
Okay.
But just like in a bad habit in a relationship would be like being messy. Like if you are on
Yes.
different levels of cleanliness and you have a habit of not being clean, you might
Yeah.
want to start getting into the habit of cleaning up after
Like,
yourself.
I would rather take someone who's OCD, like overly clean and like likes their labels facing forward all the time,
Yeah.
than someone who leaves their stuff on the floor and
Mm.
or doesn't clean up after themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like they leave cups and bowls everywhere. Like I just saw a TikTok recently where, like, I'm not gonna say who it was, like, cause I know them, but like stuff was all over the ground and like,
Oh gosh.
and she's like, "This is my partner." And I was like, "What?" Like, I would not take that. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like, I would be like, it all begins with communication. If you really want it to change, and if they're willing to change,
Mhm.
then you have to have a conversation for
Yeah.
those types of things. Like, if they grew up in a household where their mom took care of everything, then they're going to come into your life. And this is speaking from a woman's point of view, so you can add your men's point of view stuff. But they're going to think that you're going to take care of them like their mom did or their dad did, you know?
Even subconsciously, like they may
Yeah,
not actively
yeah.
think that, but just
It's just
because
normal for them.
because it's something they've never had to worry about. They've never had to worry about their clothes being on the floor because when they would come back into the room later, they would be gone. You know, they weren't actively thinking, "Oh, my mom is gonna pick up after me." It's just like, well, when I take off my clothes, I can put them on the floor.
They're magically gone
yeah,
after
they're
I
gone
put them on the
afterwards.
ground.
You know, like I know my mom takes them, but like
Yeah.
I can just put them on the floor. That's totally normal.
Yep.
You know? And so, when people come into a relationship, they definitely should consider, like, identify and discuss, like, each other's habits.
Well, and that's another reason why I'm not so against getting married before living with someone, but I very much like vouch for people who do choose to live together before they get married because, like, religious or not, you don't know that person the way you maybe need to before you live with them. And there's a few other reasons, but
Okay. I definitely think that, like, everyone throughout their day has a habit that they don't realize is actually a habit.
good
you
or
know,
bad.
Good or bad. So like they may do a thing where like we'll use throwing their clothes on the floor that they think is completely benign, and they do it in their house regularly, but they don't think about that. And so when when that person gets into a relationship with someone else, they don't go, "Oh, just to give you a warning, I throw my clothes on the floor. I hope that's cool." You know, they just do it without ever thinking about it. So unless you've seen the home of this person and see this person go throughout their day, or even explain their day, you'd have to see them probably. Like you don't know how they operate throughout the day, and so merging your lives together may be, regardless, is going to be always a little rough, but it can be smoothed out by seeing how each other lives in a normal day, seeing the habits, seeing where things might you put some oil in the gears so they don't grind too much. But yeah, I definitely agree that you should at least see how they operate throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because you both have your own ways of doing things in your life that you're very used to, and then bringing those two together may not always work.
Yeah, you definitely want to see what kind of quirks they have, whether they're goofy or weird.
Yeah.
Because there are weirder people that do weird things, So, like, if you brought, like, an entire 6,000 collection of 1955 Legos, I'd be like, all right,
Those are probably some nice
interesting.
Legos.
Yeah, that's very interesting. We'll figure out where to put those, but like, I think your weird one was bringing the deer.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, what was mine? Lucy?
No, she's not weird at all. I don't know.
Maybe my like very need of clothes. That's not very.
That's not weird. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think your desire to decorate, but we didn't really have the option to decorate as much as you would liked. But that's not really much of a
I know.
complaint.
I'm trying to think of like.
That's not even a habit.
Yeah, it's
really.
not a habit. It's just quirky stuff. Going off topic, but
So, that I think that leads us into how to constructively criticize each other's habits. And a lot of people will take their actions and we were just talking about this the other day. It's like taking their actions, their finances, and all these other things as like their personality, and in a way it is. But sometimes you need to take a step back and go, you might have a point. So, like, say I leave my clothes on the floor all the time, and that's just something I've done for my entire life because my mom's picked up after me. I should be able to take a step back if Bailey was to go, hey, you mind picking up your clothes off the floor?
mm-hmm.
You know, I might take that personally if I have some issue with ego or whatever, but I need to take a step back and go, oh, well, she's communicating to me that things that she would like this to change. And then you can discuss like, well, I leave my clothes on the floor because it's incredibly easy for me to do. Like, and then
it's inconvenient for me to pick up after myself, so I rely on other people.
Yeah, exactly. And then Bailey might go, well, you're putting that hassle of picking up your clothes on me, and I am equally busy.
Right. And it also can become a huge problem. And I think the reason why people have such a hard time taking criticism is because they really didn't get to vouch for themselves when they were younger, if that makes any sense.
I think I can see that. So when you're finally given the opportunity to defend yourself in a way, you kind of take it overboard, maybe.
Yeah, that, or like your parents really just kind of like made decisions for you, and so when you finally were able to make your own decisions and then get criticism for them, you felt like you needed to defend them.
I think,
you know, like some people, and this is me speaking off theory, like this is not personally me, but I feel like that may be why some people are like that.
I would imagine a lot, like when you're growing up and you're having conversations with people that are maybe not emotionally intelligent, like kids, and you do something that is wrong, many times in at least American culture, not only are you told that what you're doing is wrong, but you are also insulted immediately afterwards. What are you, stupid for not doing this thing? It's like, so when someone properly criticizes you, you think you are instantly trained to believe that they are insulting you, when in fact, they're not trying to insult you, they're trying to help you, or trying to identify an issue that is affecting them. So I think that's one thing with like growing up in America, is like where we grew up thinking that if someone was insulting what we were doing, they were going to follow that up with an insulting our intelligence. And so therefore we put the two together instinctively, despite the fact that's not. Yeah, and we take it personally. Like, I'm not going to pick, you think I'm stupid because I throw my clothes on the floor. You think I'm lazy because I throw my clothes on the floor. They're like, no. I mean, a little bit, but.
But if you could like, pick them up, that would be great.
Yeah, I would greatly appreciate that.
That would be very helpful to me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think, yeah. So taking constructive criticism in your habits is very helpful. So one thing I'd recommend for everyone is kind of just pay attention to what you do during the day. Like if you're concerned about your habits, like to have a piece of paper or a little notebook with you and write down your habits throughout the day. I wake up at my alarm, write that down. I get ready to go to the gym. I already have my clothes out, so a habit is I lay out my clothes, and then I go to the gym. Make coffee, make my breakfast immediately after, and stuff like that, and kind of just notate your day, and so you can identify the habits that you have in a day, and that will give you, plus or minus of how you're doing.
Well, and if you're anything like me, and you need some sort of reminder, your phone has a great reminder app that will help you very much. And for me, when I was developing habits that I wanted to keep, I would make a reminder like every single day, hey, I need to do this. And if it went off, it would stay on my phone until I do it. Mm-hmm. So that's also very helpful, is making those reminders. My voice is very, very gross. I don't know what's going on. I sound like I smoke a pack of Newports. I got emphysema. Sorry.
It's all right.
Sounds like that. Yeah, that doll.
And I think that leads us into doing habits together. When you're on your own, it can be kind of difficult to maintain a habit because you don't have someone to keep you accountable. And when you're in a relationship, you have the bonus of having someone that's often
Pushing you to
hanging,
be
like
the
always,
better person.
usually always around you, and usually always wanted to talk to you, that you can both improve yourself for and encourage them to improve themselves. So Bailey and I started going to the gym. When did we
Almost
go?
2 years ago.
Yeah, almost 2 years ago. And there's been a couple times where we were laying in bed and went,
I know.
we're not going.
We both wake up and we're like, and I'm looking
We're
at him and I'm
not
like, are we going? And
I'm
he's
like,
like, we're
"No."
not. And so the worst part is we both reset our alarm
Yeah.
for like 6 a.m., which I don't know if you guys, I think I learned this, I don't remember where I learned this, but you have to have a whole 90-minute cycle.
Mm-hmm.
We're only getting an hour,
Yeah,
so we're still going to wake up
I'll
groggy.
survive.
But we've gotten a lot better. I don't
Yeah.
think we have missed a day, unless
Not
one
without
of us
good
were
reason.
sick.
Yeah, not without good reason. And just having that accountability partner, even if you're a single person, reach out to a friend. There's plenty of apps that will remind you and stuff like that to keep you accountable for doing your habits. And when you do a habit together with your partner, you also like build that relationship. Like Bailey and I going to the gym, sure, we separate and when we get to the gym because we're doing different exercises. But just knowing that we both are going to the gym, we're both working hard, we can come back and say, hey, how was your workout? Oh, it was good. How was yours? And have that we're doing something difficult together. And actually we started running recently.
I was going to say, we're doing something difficult,
Yeah.
and then we're also doing new things
Yeah.
that are also difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we did start running. We actually have a Disney 10K in November. And then on top of that, I think I am definitely more into running than Josh is. Like, I will
Thrilled.
willingly wake up Saturday morning to go run. I don't mind. But we're also doing probably the turkey trot. And then we're doing, a few other runs, a few other 5K, maybe 10K. I'll probably never get to a half mile or half. But
Yeah, if you can give your relationship like a challenge, as that sounds weird to say, but like Bailey and I have challenged ourselves to do a 10K.
it's a physical
And
challenge.
yeah, it's a physical challenge, but you could do something like a mental challenge or whatever. Say you need to pass a college exam, so you both now study together, and stuff like that. And just challenging as a team, and you're both working on it as a team. So that'll build your relationship and may even start to teach you like conflict resolution. So say somebody doesn't want to do the thing, that's an opportunity to practice your conflict resolution and practice discussing a problem and getting over it when, maybe it's not a huge deal that you don't want to run that day, but conflict resolution to determine whether you're running or not.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I think that covers. Do you have any other habits that both partners can participate in? I mean, I think we have our chores pretty down pat. I think with habits, I think I am pretty good at like if I do this habit, I then need to follow it up with this habit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that was in Atomic Habits of like, if you want to start a new one, sometimes it's good to attach it to one that you're already doing. So
There's a similar thing for that. So when you're doing 80% of something, like another hobby, you attach that last 20% to your 80%, and
there
it
you go.
makes it
Yeah.
the 100.
So let me think of an example here.
Okay, so you wash your face. You clean your face. Are you taking care of your face? Are you like putting SPF on it every day? Are you wearing a lot of makeup every day? Things like that. So you're washing your face, you're taking care of your skin, but are you actually doing stuff to like maintain your skin, if that makes sense?
Or-
and that would be like the 20%. It wouldn't be the 80.
I think another good one would be like, you always drink coffee, right? You always drink coffee and you end up sitting at like we have a little counter. You sit at the kitchen table and you scroll through Instagram, Twitter, or whatever. Instead of doing that, maybe you want to get into reading more. And so instead of scrolling through Twitter, you drink your coffee and you open a book. You attach one habit to another and eliminate potentially a bad habit, looking through, doom scrolling through social media and stuff like that.
Here's where I struggle. I can't read while I eat. I cannot do that. Like, I would spill everything I would spill everything. This is me denying a good habit. I do love reading. This is also something that we both have gotten into, but I love doom scrolling on TikTok. I like seeing Taylor Swift era stuff.
Or to make it easier to start reading, what you could do is put your book on your pillow every morning. And then when it eventually comes time to bedtime, you go to bed and there's your book. And like, well, now you got to move your book if you want to lay in bed. So might as well read a page or two. Mm-hmm. So then you get into the habit of reading before bed, which I've heard is also good for sleeping. I've heard it helps you go to sleep.
Yes, I tend to get now weirdly enough, not lately have I gotten sleepy when I read.
Oh, not lately?
No.
I mean, if it's a really good book, then it might be hard.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. Like lately I have not been able to go to sleep. But yes, when I am like, or back then, I would take like 2 seconds to fall asleep. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, I'm tired. Close. And then you're not looking at your phone. Because you're technically not supposed to look at your phone for 30 minutes before you go to bed. Not all of us can do that.
The bright lights and stuff, I think, messes with your circadian rhythm.
Not all of us are, willing or able to do that, but it is very good. So if you read for 30 minutes and then you go to bed, it's like you kind of low-key wake up more refreshed. So.
Yeah. Or maybe you want to drink more water throughout your day. First step is get a big old water bottle and fill it up with water. And then find something that you do repeatedly throughout the day. So maybe you answer emails all day long. Every time you send an email, take a sip of water. Now, you might have to go to the bathroom a lot if you do that. But
I suck it too.
You can find a habit that you already do, even the ones that you do at work, like sending an email, and follow it up with something beneficial like drinking water.
Okay, so now that we're talking about like habits and sort of bad habits like not drinking water, what are some habits that you have noticed that you would like to change?
That I want to change?
Not that great for you. Like you see them as like, oh, I could shift these a little. If you want me to go first, I can.
Yeah.
Mine are, like you said, drinking water. I'm not good at it. And I do leave my water bottle in my backpack closed. So my brain goes, my backpack is closed. I don't want to move my hand and open it to get my water. I'm not even that thirsty. So I come back home with like a full bottle of water, which is terrible. Especially if you do exercise. You're supposed to drink water like all the time. But in general, like even if you didn't exercise, you still should be drinking water. Another one would be scrolling through TikTok, which I just said I don't want to get rid of, and you can definitely tell. I just feel like there's a lot of useful, and actually one of my friends just got rid of TikTok, and I'm like, I don't know how you could do that, but like props to you. There's a lot of helpful information on TikTok, which is why my brain is like, if I were to get rid of it, I would have like FOMO.
I figure you.
And I just like seeing other people. Like I feel like there's a little bit of joy in having that. I don't have cable. Like we don't watch the news, so the only thing we get on the news is through TikTok.
Yeah.
So, and it's not always great. Like there are some videos where I'm like, okay, I don't really like, what is this? Like it's very negative. Like there are negative videos that make you mad. There are. But I would like to say most of it is like either useful and resourceful or just like for fun. Like cats and dog videos and Jasper the doll and just Grogu with a emphysema voice or something. Just like fun stuff that makes you laugh, because not all the time are you when you're at work, and I mean you can be laughing at work, but like when you're at work or when you're doing something kind of boring or whatever, like you're just kind of going through your day. But when there's something funny, what?
You're so cute.
What?
You're just so cute. Well, I guess one bad habit I want to get rid of is so we recently changed insurance plans, and we got these little snapshot things from our insurance plan. And
are you hitting the brakes?
Beeps at you when you brake too hard. So it's a fantastic way of getting me out of the habit from stopping a little too late, and it forces me to pay more attention to the people slowing down in front of me.
How many times have you gotten it this week?
This week maybe like 5.
Oh, that's not bad. I haven't gotten.
Well,
oddly
okay,
enough,
some
I
of
thought
those
I was.
some of those were like multiple beeps from the same slow down
Oh,
stop, which is
yeah.
the worst.
Those it's multiple. I got the worst one. I don't mean to go off topic, but I got the worst one. The first one ever at this light, by like Lockheed Martin in Oldsmar, Florida, and it was so many beeps. Like there were like 4 or 5, and I was like, is it supposed to beep that many times? And then one time I just like slowed down a little too hard, and it only beeped once.
Yep.
And I have not gotten any this week yet, but I do fear it. Like
Yeah.
I literally
I have to
fear
drive
it
through
so
some
much.
serious traffic, so it's always a
Tampa-
pain for me.
Yeah, Tampa's a whole nother ballgame, so I don't blame you for getting those. You can tell
I'm
them.
just hoping it
suck
doesn't increase our insurance rates.
I know.
I swear I'm a good driver. If
You
you're
know, it's
watching.
other people too. Like it would make sense if it'd be kind of nice if it detected a yellow light. Because for me, it's yellow lights. Am I going? Should I stay or should I go? Like, am I going or am I staying?
Right?
And I make my decision last minute based
Yeah.
on how fast the light turns. Because some lights turn red fast, some
Oh, yeah.
lights turn red slow. Anyway, sorry.
So maybe actually that's I think that's a good habit that you can work on with your partner. It can be annoying when your partner goes, "Whoa, slow down," but just having someone there to remind you, "Hey, I want to slow down," and it can be hard to like change your driving habits. So yeah, maybe there might actually be some apps out there that'll help you with your driving
Drive
habits.
better.
Yeah, I think there might be some that will like Bing if they slow down or speed up too fast. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But they exist. Anyway,
But we have the progressive
yeah.
beeper. So.
Yeah, it's great actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's all.
It also beeps at you if you. Sorry, it also beeps at you if you make a hard turn.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other things. Yeah. A crash, I'm sure.
Yeah. Beep 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 beep. You dummy! You slowed down too fast. So I think that's all I have for today's episode. If you're on YouTube, we'd love to know some of the habits that you guys are doing, or some of the bad habits you want to get rid of, or what. Just comment, say something. And we'd love to read it. We'd love to reply. But I think that ends today's episode of ETC.
Bye.
Bye.